Interview.
Hey everyone, Giancarlo Veronini here. I'm joined by Matt Tieger, who's game director at High Moon Studios. We're here checking out Transformers War for Cybertron. Now Matt, we're here checking out one of the new modes in the game called the Escalation Mode. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's all about?
I can tell you a lot about it. Escalation Mode I'm super excited about. It is teamwork or die. You go in with up to 4 of your friends on co-op online. You'll have a character that you start with a base set of weapons. You kill enemies and unlock new weapons. You can unlock grenades, health, even doors to get to better locations, always defending yourself against these waves and waves of enemies.
And so tell us a little bit about how the point system works. So players can earn these points to buy the weapons and stuff, as you mentioned. But is there any way that you can spend points to help out other players? You can combine your points or things like that?
You can actually. In fact, if you don't combine your points, you're going to fail. So some of the doors, some of the really expensive stuff like the repair rate is extremely expensive. So you get the points for kills, but you've got to work together, as I said, right? And pool all of your resources to do all that to get the best weapons. Also, even if you've got a buddy who's really low on health, you can dump the Energon in and to get him some health so that he can survive too. So you really got to work as a team.
And let's talk a little bit about how the classes factor into the game. All the Transformers that we see in this mode, they all have their kind of individual classes that kind of make them specialized in certain ways. Can you talk a little bit about that?
In Escalation Mode specifically, right, all the vehicle types that you have the custom weapons that come with them, and they also come in with special sets of skills. So Megatron comes in with a Drain, super powerful, stealing health from enemies, especially when health is at a premium, right? As another example, if I pick up a Jet character, extremely useful to have them be the healer because they can float above the battlefields, survey how everyone's doing, very quickly get to the person who's really low on health. So you use the vehicles and the weapons and skills to the best advantage, again, to work with your team.
And what's the ultimate goal for this mode? I mean, are you just basically trying to fend off wave after wave, trying to survive as long as you can?
The goal is bragging rights. It's all about the leaderboards, right? How high can you get? How high can you compare that to other people? So it's how long can you work as a team and survive?
And let's talk about a little bit about the other modes in the game. Obviously, there's a single-player mode, but there's also cooperative play. Is that right?
Every single level is 3-player co-op. It's one of the decisions we made early that I'm super stoked about because even the boss fights are 3-player co-op. Transformers are about teamwork, right? And I think people really enjoy that co-op-based teamwork game. So you're coming in as you're picking the character that you want in the campaign mode. You're able to play through every single level, and you've got these unique skills and abilities. When you play through solo, you can have the 2 AI buddies with you, and they do interesting things and they're cool. But when we start to combine our abilities, hey, come over here and do this so I can use my ability, then it reaches this whole nother level of fun.
And do the Autobots and Decepticons, do they have separate co-op missions, or are they kind of blended into sort of the same thing?
Completely separate. So the Autobot campaign and the Decepticon campaign are completely distinct. Different levels, different story, different bosses, everything's different. So each of those campaigns, as I said, every level is 100% co-op. So you play through the whole Autobot campaign or the whole Decepticon campaign, however you want to do it.
And for the development team, what was the most important aspect of the Transformers that you really wanted to nail with this game?
Well, that's a tough question because there were a lot of things. For us, I guess if I really boiled it all down to one thing, it's the controls. It's got to just feel right. Gamers are smart and they understand the difference between a good game and a bad game like that. And so we had to nail good third-person action shooter and layer Transformers into that, and that's what we had to get right. So Transforms in this game are very fast and they're interruptible with shooting and melee so that you can be using it very, very frequently as a part of your combat strategy.
And in terms of the multiplayer, I mean, what would you say was the biggest thing? I mean, it sounds like balance was really a big thing that you guys wanted to nail right away.
Part of our culture at High Moon Studios is 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock every single day. Every single person stops what they're doing and plays multiplayer. And we have killed each other since the beginning of the project thousands of times to get it just right for the balance. Because we have 4 classes with lots of choices with how you want to make your builds and create your Transformers, we just had to put the time and kills in to get it balanced right. So balance, I know I said it 6 times, but balance is the one key line that we had to always come back to.
And my second to last question is, did you cry when Optimus Prime died in the Transformers animated movie?
It was actually pretty sad. As a kid, I didn't see it coming, so it was pretty heartfelt for me. And I have been a fan of Transformers, specifically the G1 cartoons are the real primary touchstones to me, but I love all things Transformers. I play with them with my kids. I watch the shows with my kids. We read comics, all that kind of good stuff. We're a great marriage of fans of Transformers and hardcore gamers. And I think that's why I'm so very proud of this game, and I can't wait for people to play it, because it is that peanut butter and chocolate.
And what about release date and platforms?
We're coming out on the 360, the PS3 and the PC, all of them on June 22nd, which is real soon.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned at GameSpot.com for more on Transformers War for Cybertron.